Hello everybody and welcome back to Ethiopia, where we finally just eliminated France. So that is wonderful. Now we're moving our troops around quite a lot. And let's see, are we justifying on Francia? I can't remember. Yes, we are. We are justifying on Francia. Are we justifying on Poland? Yes, we are. Fantastic. Okay, let's proceed, shall we? We're doing a lot of moving around. That is, of course, to be expected at this juncture. Excellent. It feels great to have France out of the picture and back in the fold. It's been a long time since that's been a thing. We do have some things that we can do, theoretically. We need to research excavation and construction techs. There's no doubt about that. We could create some collaboration governments. I'm not too interested in doing that right now. So that'll be fine. And for both of these, it was what? 200 and... Or that's 190 days. Okay. Yeah, we are indeed questioning the motives of Phalangist Poland. There is no doubt that Phalangist Poland is preparing for war. The changes in economic policy make it plain to see that the Polish are not a people of peace, but rather waiting for the right opportunity to strike against us. Will we stand idly by and watch them arm themselves while Ethiopia is undefended except for all these millions of troops? Or will we disarm this threat before it grows beyond our power? The hawks in the communist faction... I'm sorry. I deserve to be shot for that one. The hawks in the communist faction have turned their eyes towards Phalangist Poland, arguing that attack is the best defense. Their viewpoint is gaining traction, and Ethiopia is preparing for war. I really should probably be executed for missing one of these does. That was entirely my own fault. We can expand our rubber plantations in Madagascar. I'm not sure how useful it actually is, since we are currently struggling a little bit to get these things out of Madagascar. Now, I did get a comment that we need some sort of a port in there. I'm not entirely sure what they mean by a port. So, I have instead constructed, or queued up for construction, a naval base and a naval dockyard. And I guess we may as well get those as high up as possible, and those are not for building navies. Those are exclusively for getting supplies off of there. I have no idea if that'll work or not. I guess we'll find out. Okay. So I believe we completed our focus, did we not? Yes, we did. We should definitely be working on another one of those. Let's get a military factory. Excellent. As far as our war plan against Poland goes, that is something that we're definitely going to want to do. Yeah, that's 200 days, so we're going to be against Francia first. And our war plan against Francia is already set up, so that is excellent. Once that's done, our French theater is largely going to be done. Although I'm wondering if we maybe want to actually attack the Netherlands or not. They are our subject. Okay. So, I think that we can't do that. Those naive citizens of Ethiopia who imagine the Polish as a people of peace are entirely out of touch with reality. Those who live at our border do not have the luxury of such delusions, seeing their troops closing in on us just across it. This is a threat we cannot leave unanswered. With every passing day, Phalangist Poland is preparing for war. It would be madness for us not to do the same. The Polish military presence close to our territory has sparked increased concern, as this nation appears more and more to be the enemy of the communist faction. Whether it is the cause or the effect of their polemic is a matter of contention. Regardless, we must ready the people for war. Okay, we're going to put these guys into the Asian theater somewhere. Where in the Asian theater? Well, it kind of doesn't matter. I kind of want to get all of these up to size 24. But we're going to need a relatively large force to finish off our front over here. Interesting that it put the front line behind our subject nation here. Okay. Not quite sure why it decided to do that, but sure. Why not? How are we doing on technologies? We are actually getting very close to Excavation 1. That's good because we do have a shortage of rubber. I'm okay with that. I mean, I'm not super okay with it. I'd like to fix it, but hopefully once we get one of these built, that will ideally allow us to actually get the trade out of Madagascar. But if that doesn't work, I'm open to other opinions and other options. Hopefully it does work. We'll see. We're currently at 90% war support. That's nice. And this construction is going very well. We have lots of military factories under construction, and lots more after that queued up. And then after that, a whole bunch of infrastructure. And we have not queued up the stuff in France. That does bear noting. Let's see, we just finished Construction 1 and Excavation 1. Let's go ahead and grab Construction 2. And did that give us access to any of these resource prospecting decisions? No, it did not. Okay, we could do war propaganda against the Ming. Our war support is already super high. I'm not sure it's worth spending 75 political power on, honestly. Okay, sounds good to me. And yeah, we have available planes and reserves. We'll get to those. In fact, I'm not sure we'll need them. We have just ludicrous numbers of troops and resources. We can probably just throw troops at the problem. But we'll see. Once we have Poland cleaned up, then we're going to have a lot of troops freed up for this border. Which is good, because this is a very extensive border. I just can't believe how many air bases there are. Like, look at this. I mean, granted, this is all of Europe. This would look like a lot fewer air bases if we were, reasonably sized. But we're kind of unreasonably sized. So, that's a thing. How long on this justification? Still a while. Okay. We might want to bump this up to speed 5 until we get that justification done. There's our radio research done. Let's go ahead and research perhaps radio detection? What would we need radar for anyway? It's not like they're going to use airplanes against us. We could just start working on improved equipment. That's an option. Or we could grab, say, field hospitals. That might not be a terrible idea either. Okay, we'll work on that for now. We did get 2 army experience from defeating France, so that's not nearly as much as I'd hoped. We may want to have the troops in the Asian theater. We may want to have them start drilling. I guess we have to do these one at a time. Okay. We're not planning on fighting on this side for a while, so getting some experience over here on the actual brigades, as well as getting army experience, would be fairly convenient, because that way we can alter some of our divisions. So that should, in theory, be fine. I like how on speed 5, this game runs at roughly the same speed in terms of days per second as Victoria on speed 3. I like it. This is some infrastructure, but also a military factory. Ooh. Both of those are good. I think we're going to grab the infrastructure for now. We'll grab the military factory after. Is there any society more repugnant to the future of the revolution, any more alien to the plight of the worker than the fascist regime of Phalangist Poland? Calling upon the people to devote... Never mind. I didn't press anything. It just closed itself. I guess it timed out. That was awkward. I was on speed 3 when I read it before, so noted that those automatically close themselves after a little while. And it's based on the clock. Uh-oh. The world tension has dropped down to 98%. We should do something about that. I mean, this war is still a little ways away. We could theoretically start justifying on, say, Pratiharis. The problem with them is they have Pratihara Australia. But I don't think that's a problem in Hoi. It would have been in, say, Victoria or one of the previous games. But in Hoi, I think we're okay. We can also add an air wing over here. And we can actually just add all of these airplanes over in this area. There we go. Excellent. So this airbase is now going to be able to support this front. Wonderful. Who determines the borders of a nation, and how are they determined? Whatever way people may have found in the past to justify where Ethiopia ends and Phalanges Poland begins, we live in a new era. The strategic importance of this border cannot be overstated, and we are well within our rights to shift it, to ensure the continued security of our people. Okay, excellent. Concentrated industry has finished up. And let's grab improved machine tools. I'll be very happy to have that. This is 7 additional units finishing up over here. Let's actually make them into a new army. And let's set their front line to be right there. It actually... That's interesting. Set the front line all over there. Well, let's take these guys and delete that front line. And I'd like to assign them to this front line. If I can. Actually, we'll just assign them to this army. Now, who are you? You are there, and you don't have any orders assigned. Let's put you up here. That's very odd. I'm wondering why it didn't... I guess because I only have one guy selected here? Maybe. But okay. Very interesting. Regardless, we're going to need more troops up here to defend against Ming. There's no doubt about that. But we'll be able to shift troops quite soon. Oh! Hello. Pratiharis declared war on us. Brazil, Ayatayan, Australia. Okay. So we are being attacked on this front. Noted. Let's shift this army to reinforce this. Yes, that is fine. This is going to be 47 here. We're going to need to put in a field marshal if we have one. Apparently we don't. Oh yeah, we can just promote them. That's right. Yes. We'll put a field marshal in charge over here. He's leading too many units. That is not what a field marshal is supposed to be. Maybe it needs to update? Okay, Japan joined Pratiharis. Everybody's declaring on us. This is expected. Completely expected. Devagiri, Ayatayan, yep. As long as Ming doesn't join us, we're okay. We need to clean up Poland ASAP. So that's going to be a thing. Okay. Japan joined. Yes, we expect this. This is ultimately kind of what we want. So let's get these airplanes into some missions here. Now, I want this fighter wing to be on air superiority in the Afghanistan state. Because, let's see here, we're currently losing that. Yeah, that's expected. I want this fighter wing to be on air superiority in the Pakistan state. I want this one, there's not much here actually, it can go to air superiority in this region. And then this bomber wing, I want them to be in probably close air support, or perhaps not really strategic bombing. I think close air support will be fine. Okay, so we're down to speed 3. I am noticing that this guy is not changing. My understanding was that field marshals were supposed to not have limits on We're not supposed to have limits on how much they can command. I guess I must have changed that since I last played. So, in that case, we are definitely going to need to do something here. I think we're going to need to select half of these divisions. And I'd like to move this army over here. These guys are going to... We're going to need to delete this front line order. And this might leave some gaps, which is awkward. But we're going to have these guys cover this space. And these guys will cover... If I can get it to go. There we go. These guys will cover this space. Okay. That's the idea there. And then we will put a commander in over here. This guy will do fine. Now, can we see in a like diplomatic map mode who all is at war with us? Yes. Yes, we can. Okay. That's fine. Seems reasonably okay for now. We don't want to be drilling these anymore, so let's stop our drilling on this front. We no longer want this to be happening. Excellent. We have reinforcements shifting, and once Poland falls, then we'll be able to get that done quite quickly. Let's hop over to the Polish theater. Actually, I want to check to see how long on our justification here. Still a few days. That's fine. Okay. So things are moderate over here on the Asian theater. Called in Brunei. That's fine. Not too concerned about that. Our reinforcements are still quite a long ways away over here. We may end up ceding some territory at first. Like that. Okay. We have some unassigned divisions, or an unassigned division. We're going to assign that over here. It'll get there eventually. Now we can see here that the enemy is stronger over here. That's not hugely surprising. This force is... Well, we were not intending to go to war just yet with these guys anyway. We have some decisions available. We can do industrial land appropriation. And I think we'll hold off on that for now. We could do war bonds. Minus 5% consumer goods factories. We're going to do it. We could do emergency factory conversions. I don't think it's necessary. Okay. All seems good. Let's take a look at our current supply situation. Let's see here. We're currently lacking some motorized units. And actually, we're good here. Let's bump motorized down to here for now. Support equipment can stay at bottom. That's okay. Excellent. So we're producing a lot of infantry equipment 1, but we're working on producing even more. We do need another national focus, and we're going to grab a military factory for sure. Escalator clause invoked. What is this? Ah, I see. That's fine. Okay, so let's check in on the status of this front. Things are starting to turn around a little bit for us over here. But we definitely need our reinforcements to get in. They're trickling in. That's good. You're on your way over. That's fine. How goes our justification on Francia? 20 days. Okay. So, I want to bump this up. I want to bump this up to 10 divisions of infantry and 5 of armor for now. Excellent. Let's also check in on our construction. Okay. We have military factories finishing up all the time. We should be able to just outproduce these guys, in theory, and just attrition it up. So I'm fine with yielding a little bit of territory here while we're shuffling around and clearing this up. And, of course, recruiting additional. We could deploy them early, but I don't feel like we're desperate enough to do that currently. That said, we may want to switch over from a civilian economy to early mobilization when we can. And I suspect we probably do want to. That'll be pretty good for us. Okay, so these guys are coming in over here. These guys are coming in up here. Good. So we need to set up an offensive line for these guys. That is, of course, this force. And I think that their offensive line should probably be somewhere like, say, right here for now. Then the offensive line for these guys would be somewhere like... Actually, not there. Like that. Right on that river for now. And then... Actually, I've changed my mind on this offensive line. I would rather our offensive line here to be... See, yeah, that one's right there. So I would rather our offensive line here to be there, right on that river. Excellent. Now, we're currently a little bit outnumbered. They have a lot of divisions up here. That's fine. We will have troops be freed up quite shortly. Once Francia's freed up, these guys will be able to head over to that front. There's not fighting on any of these fronts. We might want to pull this force to help reinforce over here. So just be like frontline troops. Right over there. That did not go anywhere near as large as I was hoping for it to. Okay, so we'll delete this front line. Nope. That is not how this works. We will delete this front line. And we're going to move these troops, at least temporarily, to come frontline over here. Now, I want it to be this entire border. Okay. And then we'll assign them here if they're not already. Yeah, they already were. Fantastic. Okay. So, let's see. That's all okay. We're going to move additional reinforcements over. Those are just going to be troops for bolstering the line. Excellent. I'm not concerned about it yet. Resistance to occupation in Ile-de-France. Well, that was expected, I suppose. What can we do about that? That's a good question. Not entirely sure what we can do about that. Regardless, I'm sure we'll handle it eventually. So as our reinforcements are coming in, we appear to be holding this off-ish. And we have plenty more troops on the way over. So that should be good. But we're very overextended, and we knew this was going to be the case as we went into this. I'm just glad we got France cleaned up before this happened. I mean, this was always going to happen. We just got delay finished up. And... Elastic defense. Okay, we'll grab that. 100%. I like it. How are we doing on supplies? We're actually doing quite well on supplies. We only need 54 infantry weapons for reinforcement. I'm very happy to see that. We have additional reinforcements on the way in. Francia will fall soon enough. And we're definitely going to declare that war simultaneously. Let's see, that's 4 days away. Sounds great to me. But yeah, I'm not surprised. Considering our world tension, I'm not surprised at all that they decided to do this. Okay. As I said, I'm fine with giving up some territory over here. Briefly, anyway. I do want to actually adjust this order. I want to adjust that offensive line to simply be here. Excellent. So that would be the plan there. Now, we definitely don't have the troops here to do it. But we will finish our justification on Francia, and we will go ahead and declare war on them. We will conquer them. And in the French theater, we will just go ahead and go on in on that. Where are these guys? Okay, that's those. Roger that. Francia joined the alliance of Pratiharis, but we don't care about that. Francia has basically already fallen. So once they fall here, then we'll be able to use those troops to reinforce the Pratiharan front. This is definitely becoming a bit of an issue, though. Our troops are still moving. But we're collapsing a bit here. We need to get this under control, guys. Let's see, who is it that we sent over here? These guys? Yeah, let's just move them over like that. And these guys, I feel like we should move them over too. Join this front line. Get on over here. Okay, there we go. Francia will fall extremely shortly. These guys are actually ready to be moved over. So there's this army here, and then there's that army. Right. Okay. Let's move these guys into the Asian division. Or actually, we're going to need to... Man, I keep forgetting how to do this. Okay, we just right-click it like that. Okay. These guys are going to make their way over here. They're probably going to be pretty late. But we're just going to go ahead and set up yet another front line over here. Excellent. And Francia will fall very, very shortly. Why don't you guys just attack over here? There you go. How are we doing on our equipment? Could be doing better. Could be doing better. Okay. So in the Asian theater, we, I think, are starting to halt them a little. We're not attacking back just yet, though. Now, we do have this air base here. And I would not mind... Let's see, how do we add to this? Can we add to this air wing? Well, we can definitely do that. There's no doubt about that. So let's just max these reinforcement limits out. There we go. Excellent. Francia has capitulated, giving us some basic infantry equipment, some towed artillery, and some other equipment. Okay. So with Francia capitulating, let's send these guys over here as well. So we're going to combine these armies together. And for now, we're just going to put these guys into yet another front line over here. Yet another one. And we're also going to move them into the Asian theater. There is no French theater left. Excellent. How long on our Polish claims here? Or rather, justifications. One more day. Okay. It'll be very soon. But Pratiharis is going to be continuing to have issues over here. We finished our justification on Poland. And I'm pretty sure we're going to be able to take them over quite quickly. But that is a job for another episode. I'm going to put a cut in here, because it is time to do that. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I'll see you all next time when we start working on turning around this war with Pratiharis, which caught me a little bit off guard. See you all then.